rocking and rolling all week long.
Oh, good afternoon. We have a big show today. We'll be talking to Troy Kemp, one half of super country rock duo McAlister Kemp, mid-tour. Let's find out where they've been and where they are off to. So, kick back, relax, dial down the work, crank up the sound, rock that country on today's Country 94.1. I'm going to talk now to the lovely Troy Kemp. Troy, how are you, mate?
Kylz, I'm well, darling. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You guys are mid-tour at the moment, yes?
That's right, yeah.
So where have you been and how has it been going?
Oh, darling, we're on the Country Proud tour, finally, and we've been to Canberra to the casino about 2 weeks ago, and the weekend just gone, we've just done Sawtell, Maxwell, and the Belmont 16-footers, and all gigs were absolutely awesome. Good crowds turned out, and we had a ball, you know. It's just so exciting for us to be out on the road doing these shows, and we can really see that there's a growth in numbers, you know, and it's really exciting because probably a year ago, if we'd gone and sort of played in some of these places, we probably would have had half the crowd that we're getting now. And it's nice that actually people are coming out now and know what to expect from McAlister Kemp, and they're actually there to see us and just start yelling from the word go. It's just a great vibe, and the show's a lot of fun with lots of energy, and I can't wait for this weekend.
Where are you off to this weekend?
This weekend we've got Thursday night at Cooma, I think it's the Cooma RSL. We've also got Goulburn and Bathurst, and all gigs. Actually, it's Cooma then Goulburn and then Bathurst, yeah, and all the gigs are up on McAlisterKemp.com as well.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
now, I didn't make it to the 16-footers gig, but I have heard from so many people that you really blew the roof off that joint.
Oh, good.
And that's what you want to hear, don't you?
Yeah, and we just didn't know what to expect. It's a big auditorium there at the 16-footers, you know, and we had just, you know, probably somewhere between 300 and 350 people there on a Sunday night, you know, so I think it went beyond everybody's expectations, and it's a beautiful room and it sounded amazing, and we're touring with Tory Dark and Marcus Meyer as well. They're our opening acts and they're doing a great job. But the crowd were just up the front all night. They were, you know, they're singing every word to every song, and fists were pumping. And a lot of people that came along, they come up to you after the show and they say, you know, I'm not a country and western fan, but I like you guys, you know. So it's like, well, you know, we'll probably drop the western for a start. You know, we're probably more of a country rock act than anything, you know. So so people are starting to get the fact that country's getting cooler, and it's, you know, and I think there's a bit of a stigma around what country music's always been in Australia, you know, But, you know, there is a new movement in country music, and it's a bit more rocking and fun and energy. And I think once people really catch on to that, I think that there could be a much bigger fan base for country music, you know. And
you just hit the nail right on the head, Kempy. That's why I have my show, in effect. It's, as you know, it's called Rock That Country, and it is to feature and highlight all the great country rock, because there's not just country genres anymore. And like you said, I did have a giggle there, because people still put the words country and western together, and it's not a case of that anymore, you know. Lady Antebellum, you don't call that country and western now, do you?
No, you don't.
Hey, listen, Kempy, I sat up this morning. You know, I work overnight, so I've come up with some questions for you. Is that all right if I fire them at you?
Oh, gosh. Okay, let's do it.
I'm going to do it, mate. I'm surprised I even asked you, actually. Here's the first question. Now, there's only a couple, but, yeah, just give me answers. Don't think about them. Give me them straight. How do you, Troy Kemp, prepare for a live show?
It's funny, don't we? Just, oh, God, I don't know. I don't really prepare. I just, you know, if anything, darling, I'm just hanging backstage. I'm having a drink. I'm twiddling on the guitar, trying to get my fingers warmed up, and I'm humming and screaming my head off, you know, backstage. I sort of hum and I scream a bit as well, just trying to get the throat warmed up.
Do you get nervous, Troy? Like, do you have those nerves, those butterflies before you play for a big crowd?
I do. I think I'll always be nervous, you know, and even Drew, we talk about it before our shows, and we're both always so nervous. We're backstage going, oh, man, this is freaking, you know, we're both freaking out, you know, and I think it's healthy to have that, you know, because it's a nervous energy that we take on stage, and I think, to be honest, I think it helps, and I think if you weren't nervous, you've probably been doing it too long and you need to quit.
I agree, actually, and I ask people that question. They go, look, if you're not nervous, then you're too cocky.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're not too cocky yet, you know, we're still... You know, we still feel like, and as it gets bigger, you know, the nerves get bigger. So you just get out there and hope that, you know, from the word go, it sounds great on stage. And there's, you know, once you hit that first chord and you get through that first song, and the crowd goes, hopefully crazy for it, then you can relax a little and just get in with what you've got to do.
Yeah, cool. All right, next question for you, Kempy.
Yep.
Now, you got to bear in mind, I wrote these on my little iPad thing really late at night, so I'm having trouble reading my own writing.
Fair enough.
Now, I've written here, Troy, you're an Aussie larrikin. Is Drew like that too?
Oh, big time. Yes. He is very much a larrikin.
I don't know Drew, Troy. I've never met him, so tell me a little bit about Drew.
Drew, well, we are a little different, he's a bit more reserved, and he's probably the more serious of the two of us. We're a bit chalk and cheese, to be honest. He thinks a lot, and he's got a good business head, and he probably keeps me in check, to be honest. He makes me see the sensible way of doing things a lot. I just tend to open my mouth and say whatever and don't think about it. I get myself in trouble for it half the time. Drew can be a man of few words, and when he does speak, he's the sort of guy that you sit up and listen to, because when he does say something, it's usually generally important and something you need to know. So.
Make you stand up and pay attention.
Yeah, but he's cool. He can be really funny. He comes out with really random stuff at times. On the tour bus, and everyone just loses it, because it's like you just don't expect him to say when he does. And it's like, my God. So, and on stage we have a lot of fun together. He's really I've always been pretty crazy on stage and animated and jump around and get on my knees and do whatever I can. And he's just stepped up to be that person as well. So when there's two of us on stage doing that, it's pretty cool. There's lots of energy there. So I can't say a bad word about the guy. I'm really glad that we teamed up, and I really hope that it keeps going for a long time, because it just feels right. Yeah.
And Troy, did you actually know Drew before you guys were to form the duo? Did you guys know each other? How did that combination come together?
Oh, I'd heard about Drew from in the past, but I'd never met him. And we actually got teamed up when I was asked to play in a Johnny Cash show called Aussies Walk the Line, which I actually really it was like the Highwaymen. It was a tribute show to the Highwaymen, and Drew was already in the show, and I joined up with him and Michael Carr and Marcus Meyer, actually, and the four of us went on the road and started a tour, and that was about 2008. And I think Drew and I just started to write songs together on tour, just in the motel room during the day, and it was actually Michael Carr that said, you guys should hook up and do a Brooks and Dunn type of thing. You sound really good together, So, after a little bit of debating whether we should or not, we decided to give it a nudge. And the minute we sort of did our first gig, opening for Adam Brand in Newcastle, the Hexham Bowling Club, Brandy was there. He saw us. He liked what we did. He took us on tour for about a year, and the rest is history. We just went up from there. So, really glad that we started to write those songs early days, and that Michael Carr saw something in it to sort of mention it to us and say, guys, you should do this thing, So
all credit to Mike Carr.
Yeah, definitely, man. It was really cool, Him and Adam Brand have just Michael got us started, and Brandy really kicked us off, taking us out on the road. So lots of people to thank, and hopefully one day we can pay it forward to somebody else,
Yeah, that's a really, really good attitude, Kempy. Now, Tell me, do you get recognised in the streets now?
Actually, it's funny. I just said this to Drew the other day. I'm sort of starting to, go shopping when I go to Kylz to get my groceries and stuff. Some random will just bail me up for a photo on their iPhone, or something like that I don't even know. And I am in my thongs and board shorts, or just looking like death, and
no, looking like a tall tree.
yeah. So it's happening, just at times, and it's very flattering, and I'm very humbled by it, I'm always going to give everybody the time of day if I can, So I guess that just goes with the territory, and it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of cool, I'd hate to be in a situation where I couldn't go and get a bottle of milk without hating every second of it,
Would you actually hate every second of it? I mean, I know we all get into the biz because we love it and we have a passion for it, as do you for music, as do I for radio, whatnot. But, I guess if you got to that extent where you can't go and get a bottle of milk, don't you classify that as, I've really made it?
Yeah, of course you do, yeah. It'd just be... I'd love to. If you get to that level, I guess you could say, yeah, you really made it. I guess it just comes down to what level of success you're happy with, and not to say that I wouldn't go and try and still get a bottle of milk if I was at that level. It's not like you're going to get hit by a million people in the street just going to, trying to go and get your groceries. But I don't know, darling. I think that's probably going to be more America for a start. If that's probably the sort of career you probably have over there more than Australia. But that definitely would represent that your career's, massive, but I don't know. I've never had the experience. I just don't know yet. I don't know what it's like for for John Farnham or some of the big superstars of Australian music or sports to go down the street, because I just haven't done that yet. I haven't lived that life. So if I get there, we'll talk about it another time.
Yeah, sure. Now, I'm guessing at some point, Nashville would be calling you and the States would be calling you as the McAlister Kemp duo. Are you making plans to head over there, or what's the deal with the States?
We are, Darren. I mean, one thing that we decided early in the piece, was actually advice from Adam Brand was, guys, build a career here first, so that if you do go to the States and it falls on its head, at least you can come back and you'll have a career here.
Yep.
So that was very good advice, and we've been working at that, and we still feel like we've got a lot of ground to cover in Australia before we try the States. But there has been talk on getting McAlister Kemp to the States, in the next 6 months to do a showcase gig for some of the American record labels in a hope that somebody over there might want to sign us. So we made a few good connections on the Alan Jackson tour. So hopefully, they can help us sort of pull something together in the States, and we'll go over there in the next little while and have a shot at it and see if we can land ourselves a deal, because it would be obviously a wonderful thing to have happen, and you can have a really big career there and sort of and I think that'd be really. And there's really only been Keith Urban that's really cracked it over there, and the Climates are doing a good job over there right now, and Brandy's been signed over there as well. So there's definitely people starting to make headway over there, and obviously opening doors for more Australians hopefully to come over and have a crack at it. So we'll give it a nudge, Darren, and see how we go. Yeah,
see, I'd love to see a lot more of our Aussie Aussie country rock bands actually get inducted in the Grand Ole Opry down the track. Keith Urban was the very first non-American artist to actually ever be inducted in the Grand Ole Opry. And I said on air here a few weeks ago, it's a credit to him as an Australian to do that, but it also paves the way for a lot of our other fantastic Australian artists to get their foot in the door over there as well. That's
right. I mean, I'd love to follow that guy in Keith in his footsteps. I just think it's such an amazing honour for him to receive, and it's well deserved. He's an amazing artist, and he's you go and watch a Keith Urban live show now, and it's just world class, and he is world class, and the songs are amazing, and he's a great singer, a great player, and every second guy in Nashville is aspiring to be Keith Urban. They're all trying to play like, and they all got their hair cut like him.
And it's funny because in today's music, and I spin a lot of the brand new up-and-coming tracks as well, and there's an unmistakable influence of Keith Urban in a lot of the new songs that you're hearing today, and it's so distinct, and that in itself is not only a credit to Keith, it shows just how distinct and unique his style is, that you can pick his style in all these up-and-coming artists.
That's right, yeah. And when you hear it in a lot of American songs, I think even half the Americans are starting, trying to copy him as well. So,
yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, but it's good. It's really good. Like I said, there's been a real movement around, Keith Urban, and there's a real that is becoming the sound of American country right now. Like I said, so and it's coming in here. We're trying to sort of, get that sound going in Australia. And there's other bands like, bands like Jonas Road and Marcus Meyer and the Viper Creek Band, and who else is there? That one's from my mate Damo.
I know.
Yeah, and
hello, Damo.
And Morgan Evans, and all these great acts, and Jasmine Ray. They're all got this modern country sound going on right now, and it's really starting to work, and it's great music for those live festivals like the Gympie Muster and the Deniliquin Ute Muster. Just that sort of rock and country just works at those things. It's Bundy in the air and let's have a good time sort of stuff, and I think that's cool. It's a great sound. So like I said, hopefully we can get over there one day and get inducted into the Hall of Fame and the Opry thing like Keith has. But like I said, we've just got to get through this weekend first at Goulburn and Bathurst and Cooma.
You just got to make the journey, haven't you? Keith's done all the hard yards too. He's earned his stripes. He's made his way through it, and he's sitting on top of the top of the deck now. But you guys will get there, because I got to tell you, one of the you're my all-time favourite country rock artist in the country, and I think you got such a big fan base now, and like you said, you've got such a good following, and that can only get better and better and better. Now I've got one more question for you, Kemp, and then I'm going to let you get back to doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I like to ask this question to all of my interviewees to finish off the interview. What is the last CD, Kempy, that you bought, or what is currently playing on your iPod? What's basically the last song you've listened to?
The last CD I actually bought was Eric Church. Eric Church album called Chief.
Yep, good man.
Which I'm loving it. I'm just Creepin's the first song,
Yep.
and Drink in My Hand is actually one that I listened to last because I've just learnt it. I think we're going to sort of throw Drink in My Hand in the McAlister Kemp set just for a bit of fun.
Oh, great! How clever is that man? Like, he is really a classic example of crossover. Hey, he's got that country rock sound, but he's got that hardcore edge to it too, hasn't he? I play a lot of Eric Church, and I also have the CD Chief, but I like Keep On. That's probably one of my favourites. Keep On.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It's a great
and
song.
Luke Bryan, Luke Bryan.
Oh, thank you, Troy.
Yeah, Luke's kicking butt too. He's really doing some big stuff in the States, and I really like what he's doing. I think he's, and I've just spoken to a friend of mine who came back from the States, and she said that, I was actually Tori Dark, and Tori said she went to the big festival over there, and she said Eric Church and Luke Bryan just absolutely smashed everyone else. She just said they were the best by far. So.
They are at the top of their game over there in the States, and just on Luke Bryan, that CD obviously that you've got, Tailgates and Tan Lines, has gone platinum 4 times over. So that's really saying something. But,
yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm going to let you go, Kempy. Thank you so much for the chat with me this afternoon. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend.
Oh, darling, I just love being on, and thank you so much. Like I said, if you guys want to check out where we're at, it's on McAlisterKemp.com. We've got Facebook is McAlister Kemp Music, and hopefully people can get along and support the Country Proud tour as we get around the country and. Come out and have some fun with us, and hopefully we can have a chat again soon, Kylz.
Yeah, I'd love to, mate. I always love to chat to you, and I'm going to take your interview out with that #1 song of yours, Country Proud.
Yeah. I like to get off with my boots on.
You do like to get off. We were going to keep this clean.
No chance.
It's always on a trip to the gutter every now and again with you, isn't it? All right, don't go away, Troy. I'm going to talk to you while we play the song. And here it is, Country Proud, McAlister Kemp.
I make no bones about it. I come from a little town. Ain't going nowhere. My roots run deep down in the ground. Got me an honest job and a jacked up ride. I smoke tally hoes, yeah, I'm the king of the simple life. I'd like to get loud and get down. I'd like to get off with my boots on. Fill your cup and raise it up and drink to an old Slim Dusty song. Everybody from all around, show me your country. Show me your country proud. Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't nothing like a country girl. When they come to party, they go hard and rock my world. And they get loud, get down. They like going off with their boots on. Fill your cup, raise it up, and drink to an old Slim Dusty song. Everybody from all around, show me your country. Show me your country proud. Get down. I like to get up with my boots on. Fill your cup, raise it up. I like to get loud and get down. I like to get up with my boots on. Fill your cup, raise it up, and drink to an old Slim Dusty song. Get loud, get down. I like to get up with my boots on. Fill your cup and raise it up, and drink to an old Slim Dusty song. Everybody from all around, show me your country. Everybody in every town, show me your country. Show me your country.